got the great pleasure now to introduce Sean Landers, who is an artist living in New York and whose paintings very oftenly combine text and image. His seminal book, Sick, from 1993, shows readers the world through his eyes, all misspellings intact. Sean's work is the focus of a 2004 solo exhibition at the Kunsthalle in Zurich, and also a forthcoming exhibition at CAM in St. Louis. Today, he will read from one of his paintings, Self-Something. A very warm welcome to Sean Landers.
Good. I've never done this before. I basically fill paintings with the thoughts I'm having while I'm standing in front of them. So I apologize in advance for what I'm about to read to you. I've never done it before, so let's see. Every day I wake and hope my wheels will turn. I've got blisters on my eyes from looking inward. My self is swollen from exposure. I'm not alone anymore. Privacy is a memory. You've become the pillow I cry on. You better not fuck me. The trick is to believe you are brilliant, even when you're not. Don't let fear make your voice crack. If you're required to take a shit on stage, do it and forget about it. Courage turns out to be way more important than they say it is. After all, it's best to die trying. Nothing to lose is a polite way of saying everything to lose. If it wasn't, it wouldn't be worth it. Russians are singing their pain. The thing about Catholics is they simultaneously repress their desire and indulge in it. It's strange how people who died in the Cold War weren't from Russia, Europe, or America. Does anyone out there know what the crazy train Ozzy was singing about was? I've tried to imagine this crazy train crazily streaming down the tracks, but it's difficult. I'm having a midday crisis. I need sugar. I plan to have many children. I'm a Yankee. Watch out, because I want to Yankify you. I'm tired of being stupid. I'm not acting. Damn, you see my angst? I feel low and guilty of all I've been accused of. I feel low and guilty of all I've been accused of. Spelling is for the little people. Christ knows I want to be good, but something is pulling me down. 60 years left. Shit, we're all gonna die. Now what? I feel ripe for some really bad karma. I love you, Bunny. Milligan. People think I've got a shtick or a strategy. This is no gimmick. I am this guy. Not that you care, I just thought I'd mention it. It's time to get serious now and make something of this. I want to paint out that bunny. Self-promotion, come on. I'm just surreptitious. Where's the damn muse when I need it? The fucker usually visits me when I'm walking down Houston Street or when I'm stuck in a cab. Bartok really knew what a motherfucker this century would be. Shit, I only wish I had half the cheese he did. Was I really born into privilege? God, my parents would be happy to hear that. Seriously, though, what should I say? Say you're sorry and shut the fuck up about it. I am sorry. This is the most heinous thing I've ever written. And I'm conflicted, truly. I think I might be well served to cross this one out. Why am I so hung up with the high Renaissance and Baroque periods? Is this something built into the Catholic psyche, or am I just reincarnated? Perhaps it's my conduit to the divine. This is what I prefer to believe. But I've said that before, haven't I? I don't mean to repeat myself, I just think about this a lot. Creeps and losers are cool, successful, stable guys are boring conformists, or is it the other way around? I'm so out of touch. Maybe I should grow a goatee. We're all Milligans, aren't we? People think I'm rich. Need I remind them? This is the 90s. Nobody's rich. And even if you're not, it's not cool to admit it. However, I assure you, I am not. I cheated, but now I'm good again. I fear my weakness will reoccur. I'm really hungry. I am not a pervert. I'm preaching to myself again. I can't figure myself out. Too much self is a good place to hide as any. It sounds like a church in here. I can almost smell the frankincense. I wonder, a solemn day in April. Christ died for our sins. He ascended to the right hand of the Father. He will come again in glory to judge the ever-living God. I miss my religion, and it's too late to go back. It's that Pandora's box thing. I feel like Mary Magdalene. This is the best painting I've ever made. I mean it. Years are passing faster than they used to. I have to smell the flowers. I want to make speeches. I want to sing. Perversion is acceptable in an art context. Let them eat Blake. Things are looking up. I'm super fucking nervous today. In my soul, I am Gilligan. It may not seem it to you, but I am the real thing. Do cigarettes thwart sex drive? Show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser. Pray for me. I really love dogs. I used to pray to God I'd become one when I was younger and smarter. You don't care anyway. Gig's up. Time to move on. This will be my swan song. Then I'll go about the business of reinventing myself. Hey, Sean, they're getting sick of you. They say I'm not really sincere. Well, get a load of this. I know I'm a fraud, and in your opinion, sometimes even in my own. However, everyone's social persona is somewhat fraudulent, pound for pound, word for word. I am way more honest and sincere than you would feel comfortable believing. My problem is that I've got to stop talking about it. I'm user-friendly and a friendly loser. I just had a really dumb idea, but at least it was an idea. This isn't all fun and games, you know. For as ridiculous as my angst appears, it feels quite real to me. However, I do make these for entertainment purposes, so feel free to laugh at me, like you needed my permission. How could such an idiot get so far? Life just isn't fair. Is honesty always good? Yes. I mean no. No. I mean yes. I don't know. I'm getting older and more conservative. The sun shines not kindly upon the aged, and God hates conservatives. If you think it's high time I stopped writing this way, forget it. Even if you're right, I'm not ready to move on. Sean, who are you addressing here? When people say everything is going to be okay, what are they talking about? I'm seriously considering smoking right now. I was first. You know what I've realized about continental Europeans? They buy matching toiletries. Don't listen to them. I'm not really a creative genius. I don't want charred lungs. I took a moment to get high on myself. I'm very happy today. I wrote 2 letters to England. Who says people from my generation don't want to be famous? See, I'm no hoax. I'm real, like you care. Fuck you. I nearly get hard when I see my name in print. I'm looking for love and admiration from you, the viewer, because my father deprived me of it. And you think that's a strategy? Please, God, help a sinner be strong. I'm crazy and I know it. I love all I love, all love I. Too many people fear nothing. Fear is bad, sure, but it maintains civil obedience. I bumped into an ex-girlfriend on the street with the guy she dumped me for. They've since been broken up for years. We all had a friendly exchange. I'm on the cover of Art Forum. When death starts meaning something, it's time to go find your lover and touch them. Spring really is glorious, isn't it? I don't care how jaded you become. Spring is great. I wish I were in Greece right now. I've never been to Spain or Ireland. Cliques suck, but good luck staying out of one. I can't stop thinking about the Nixon era. I know how corny it is, but who is Nixon? Have I mentioned how much I like my own art? I wonder if God still loves me. I mean, I have been rather blasphemous. Maybe God likes the way I tell the truth. Yeah. I may be one of God's favorite people. I've always felt that men of cloth were ultimately the most lost of all. I put REM on because today's temperature is so perfect you can't feel cold or hot, and I needed music that sounded the most like nothing to go with it. My hair is long and greasy. I've been wearing the same clothes for 2 weeks. I'm really comfortable with myself. If I could, I'd suck my own dick and not feel an ounce of guilt. Kevin just came in with a new sugar tooth tape. My art making is an opiate. So is love. Why are people so hung up on spelling? Courbet said, you've only got to get the first and the last part right, and then you're free to do what you want with the letters in between. I don't like this rabbit. Boondoggle. This is going to be fun. Pan Flash 94, the fizzle begins. I've got Vespers by Rachmaninoff playing to help access my inner sap. I don't feel deep today. I'm tired of being shallow, but sometimes one has to face up to the fact that they're born with certain limitations. So I'm no genius. I so much want to believe that's false. No one will love you more than you do. Sad, isn't it? This is maddening, a logorrhea, a ruse. I've got to put the blinders on and put the mirror down. I've got to rise above the fray and breathe the perfumed air of spring, the pleasantly musty exhale of my sleeping lover, and listen to the children play, the tree frogs bark, and the inner voice so softly saying, Sean, shut the fuck up, you asshole. I love this painting already. I had to put on Bartok again because I was feeling way too secure. The painting across the room sucks, doesn't it? This one is much better. It's funny how you'd think less about love once you're securely embraced by it. Once I get over this nicotine withdrawal, I'll be glad I don't smoke, but now it's literally all I can think of. Ween, now there's a band. I don't have a favorite artist. If I were forced to choose one, I'd say Poe or Melville, Keats or Byron. Don't get me wrong, I've never read a word of any of them. If you're a shrink, please help. Damn, I'm in a loser mood today. He's not cruel, he meant well. Don't get me wrong, I love him, you, me, understand? No, this is not pathetic because it's fiction. I'm writing about you, not me. Frightening? I'm a liar. I used to be sane and wise when I was a kid. The older I get, the crazier and more foolish I become. Milligan, Cobain, Nixon, yes. If you like the aesthetics of newspapers, you'll love my painting. Well, maybe not love, you know. I was just thinking about my middle name, Michael. I wish it was Donatello, so I could be called Sean Don Landers, or Don Sean. Aristotle Onassis preferred Marie Calla to Jackie O, for a very good reason. I got wicked drunk last night. I drank 2 wines, 4 tequilas, and 4 beers, and smoked over 30 cigarettes. The UN is nearly useless now, and NATO is a wimp. They all need to listen to bar talk. All of the writing on this canvas only took 1 tube of paint. I sold a bunch of art last week. My summer is secure. Just for the record, this is the most difficult type of painting to make, also the most fun. Damn, I'm smoking again. I lit up today because I want to make my voice lower. I can be so stupid. I'm so hungover, my skeleton feels warm and rubbery, kind of like my dick after I shot a load, or like my ass after a really satisfying shit. I'm sorry that every quip on here isn't interesting. You have to suffer through my banality with me. Think of it as an abstract painting with intellectual events. The boorish dribble is a compositional mortar for the inspired bricks of the skyscraper of my genius. Huh? If you read for more than 1 minute, you'll find something quite embarrassing for me. Orfeo by Monteverdi. I can bathe in the seductive juices of my inner religious idiot without having to hear Jesus Cristo. What I do is inbred. I need a vacation. If guilt compels rich liberals, what compels poor conservatives? Moral indecency? Fear? This is too easy. Please, God, let me be a guilt-ridden rich liberal. I started off naively enjoying my own artwork. Now, as critics have explained what it is I'm actually doing, I don't like it much either. I feel fat. This is all just damage control. I think I'll become a monk and get really into chanting. I feel like such an asshole. Forestry seems like a nice occupation. I thank God that I'm finally over that embarrassing ethnicity hang-up. Now to conquer my self-adoration, my careerism, and oh, who gives a shit? This is enjoyable now, but the doldrums will be hell. Wait, isn't this the doldrums? No, this is the inspired part, Sean. I just cleaned out my refrigerator. You wouldn't believe the nasty shit in there. This is all I am. Every time I climb up this ladder, I nearly fall off. Nixon died last night. Now that he's dead, people like him. When Cobain died, people were mad at him. When Milligan died, people laughed at him. A moment ago, I had the feeling that today would be a great writing day. This painting is so good, you don't even realize that you like it yet. Help. I'm so morbid right now. I've got to leave before I do something stupid. Why do I have to get this way? Handel, now like Bach, he was happy too. Hoover, Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Landers. God is good to me again. It only took a year. If I were an artist who paints with his eyes, Elton John. I listened to In Utero reading the words. I felt like a teen, but it was still good. No matter how hard I try, I can't get sad today. I don't want this feeling to end. Boredom can be very beautiful, as can bowel movements if you look long enough. Nothing is black and white.